Mr. Perry, you are a landlord, and you're suing your former tenant, Miss McCrae, for $5,000 for back rent.
That is correct.
She paid rent on time the first month, but really nothing after that. She even stayed after the lease expired without paying rent. Miss McCrae, you don't really deny not paying rent. Rather, you claim there were a host of other problems with this rental that made it somewhat uninhabitable for you. Prostitution, drug dealing, things of that nature, and you feel you owe him nothing.
Correct.
So, Mr. Perry, let's start with you. I want to put up a picture of the house that you own here. What's the circumstances of it? It's kind of like a boarding house, has rooms in it?
Correct. Due to the number of rooms and situations at the time, I ended up renting out the rooms individually to various tenants. Jeanie, in all fairness to her, over the course of the 13 months that she was there, did pay me a total of $3,250. The total rent for 13 months would be $11,050.
Okay, I want to get to Ms. McCrae on the rent situation. Do you deny the figures that he is putting out as to your arrears in rent?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what do you think you owe him?
Nothing.
Okay, you weren't paying rent for a period of time, right?
No, I was not.
Why'd you stop paying rent?
Because of the conditions that was in the house, I also was assaulted. Mr. Perry did nothing. I was assaulted by a person who was not legal in this country. My mail was stolen, my ID was stolen, my packages were stolen, there were drugs.
But he didn't assault you.
No, he didn't. As a landlord, your job is by the law.
Who are you saying assaulted you? Someone who lived in the place?
Exactly, yes. And my thing is, she didn't pay rent July 1st until the second week in March of 2025.
Well, she didn't pay rent. You weren't paying rent.
I wasn't paying, no, I was not.
So why are you worried about her?
I'm not.
You were not paying rent.
I'm not.
I'm looking through these texts. This man was about as forgiving as you could possibly be in dealing with you when you're not paying rent.
Well, there was mold in the bathroom, black toxic mold. There was no heat from September.
But do you have anything here to suggest that you were informing about the mold and he wasn't repairing it?
Yeah, I told him.
Your Honor, let me just give a teeny bit about my background. I am a landlord, a high school English teacher, and a swim coach. Approximately 90% of my tenants are either Section 8 or homeless people that I've taken off the street. Two of my tenants happened to meet Jeanie at the shelter and had recommended her. Jeanie told me she had worked as a nurse and she did have the money up front. I felt...
Up front meaning the first month and
security, yeah. She had the $1,700 cash and I wanted to give her an opportunity to live in a residence. She did know that there were other individuals that were living in the residence. And regarding, I mean, you judges, you can probably tell from my text messages, and that's part of the reason that I brought a witness. I am an exceptionally responsive landlord.
Unbelievably so. This man is dealing with you better than anyone should be dealing with someone who is getting blown off the way you were blowing him off for rent.
That's not true.
Well, let's get to September 15th. This is after you've told her that you're not paying any rent. And your answer, Ms. McCrae, was not, yes, I've been paying rent, or I don't owe you anything. It's, I'm so pissed off right now, I can't wait to call my lawyer. I'm done. Enough.
Exactly.
Because you're not dealing with the issue that you're not paying
He wasn't dealing with my
rent.
issue, so why should I deal with his issue?
But
not only that is, he's not telling you that I told him about the mold, I told him about the drugs, I told him about the prostitution.
But I'm saying where? Where did you tell him about the mold?
It might not be in the text, but I've told him, okay? There was 10 to 12 people using a bathroom. There was no heat. So why should I continue to pay rent when I did not feel safe in that house?
But you never say that. You never say, I'm withholding rent until you rectify.
Just because I don't say it in the text does not mean I did not say it in person. Not only that, there was a drug dealer who had crackheads come into the house. The same drug dealer had a drug overdose, beat up a dog in the middle of the street. I come home at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock at night. They cut all the lights off. I have a flashlight and some pepper spray because there's 10 to 12 guys in the house because she's a prostitute. The house smelled of drugs. He also called me 3 times a day, and I said it over the phone.